Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to put to the test a new foundation that I'm trying out. I've heard a lot of great things about it, so I'm hoping that it will be a good fit for me as well. So this is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation, and it says it's a liquid to powder foundation. It is right now just after 9 a.m. I am going to be outside in probably like 97-degree weather. It may not be that hot, right now or for part of the day, but it's going to be really hot. It might be kind of muggy because there's a chance of rain. But my husband is playing in a cover band today. He's in a cover band, and this is their first gig actually. So it is outside. So I'm going to be standing outside for most of it. Obviously going indoors for parts of it, especially because I'm pregnant and I want to be careful. But so I'm really putting this to the test to see if this holds up. But I'll tell you the claims on this foundation. So it says control shine for 12 hours. So supposedly this should work well. It says deliver flawless full coverage, no cakiness, blur away the appearance of pores and imperfections. So, and it says it has directions for use, which is kind of cool. So it tells you after moisturizing, use your fingers or a brush to dab a few dots of it and then blend it out. So I've already moisturized and done all of that. They do have a primer that goes with this. I didn't get that, but I'm going to prime half of my face just to see if that makes any difference, mostly just with blending it in than even the longevity or anything like that, but we'll pay attention to that too. So I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Step 1. This is the smoothing primer. So I'm just going to try that. So it's not necessarily like a super mattifying primer, but it should help with some of those pores. So we'll see the difference between that side and the side that's just the foundation, which does claim to hide some of your pores. So I'm just going to do it on this side of my face. See, that mirror gets nice and bright. This is a very good primer if you like that kind of a primer. And it does seem to help with a little bit of the oiliness too. And I mostly just focus it on my T-zone where my pores are located, so, and a little bit into my cheek area where I have some pores. Some of that just like went flying. So I kind of smooth it over and I press it in a little bit too. You can see how it fills in your pores. It's really cool. Anyway, this is not about this primer. But by the way, I got the shade Cool Sand, which seems to be a good match for me. Hopefully it will be. They only have 4 shades. I got this at Ulta, by the way, because they now carry Soap & Glory makeup at Ulta. That's a new thing. They always, well, not always, but they for a while carried their body stuff, which is also great, but they've just now started carrying their makeup, so I'm excited to try some of the things. But this is the first thing that I wanted to try because I've heard really good things about it. I don't know if they have more colors online, but 4 is not very many, so it may be a tricky thing if they don't have a shade that matches you. Again, I don't know if this is going to match exactly, but hopefully it'll be okay. I guess I'm taking a little bit of a chance and trying a brand new foundation on a long day like this, but whatever. I think this is like $19, so it's a pretty good price. You get, the typical 1 fluid ounce, and so it's kind of, in the middle. It's not drugstore price, and it's not high-end price. So it's a pretty affordable foundation. So if you're looking for something that's a little nicer than drugstore maybe, but not quite as expensive as the higher-end stuff, then this might be a good option for you. I mean, we'll see how good it is, I guess. I'm just gonna put a little bit on. I'll start with the prime side, and it's really lightweight. Seems to blend in really easily though, actually. Really nice. Let me get this light on here. Oh wow. Yeah, it blends out really easily, and I've tried liquid to powder foundations, and sometimes they dry so quickly on you that it's hard to blend them out. So that can be frustrating. By the way, I'm just using my beauty blender because that is just what I use pretty much exclusively these days. So I just wanted to use what I would probably normally use. And I feel like it's a foolproof way. So like sometimes some foundations don't work well with brushes, but I feel like you can't fail with a beauty blender. Well, it's looking pretty nice so far. It has nice coverage. but pretty natural too. And it does look like a good match for me actually, so that's a nice thing. Blended in really quickly and easily, so that's really nice. Yeah, see how quickly that blends out? I hope this light isn't blinding you too much. I'm using the mirror that I normally use in my room, which just to try it out because I normally would use a different mirror which doesn't have quite as bright of a light as this one does. This one is supposed to mimic actual daylight, which is nice, so you can really see what's going on. But in general, the lighting is much better in here than it is in my bedroom, which is a little annoying, but so it looks a tiny bit dry on my nose. It's weird, I have combination skin, so I definitely get oily, but you know, I'll still get dryness even where I get oily. It's the weird thing. If you have combination skin, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's not, no, I don't think it would be noticeable in case you're like really close up. So pretty good coverage. I would say it's maybe a medium coverage, but let's see if I can build it up a little bit more to make it full coverage on certain spots, especially since I'm gonna be out all day. So you can see I barely pressed the pump, and that's how much I got on my finger. So definitely pumps out pretty quickly, so you wanna be careful how much you put on. Here, I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see better. I don't know if you can see how nicely that blends in. Yeah, it seems to build nicely on top of itself, which sometimes liquid to powder foundations don't do that great of that. Got some up here. I like when foundations are buildable because sometimes I just want to make sure that I really get that full coverage. And it does feel more like that powder, like it doesn't feel that tacky on my skin. But again, it blended in pretty nicely. I still would be a little more careful with putting it all over my face and then blending it in because it might dry quickly and you want to have time to blend it out. Honestly, I don't notice much of a difference between the prime side and the unprimed side, at least as far as my pores and how it applied. It seemed to be pretty much the same on both sides, so we'll see if that affects the longevity. I'm going to try and not powder you know, throughout the day, because of course I'm going to powder everything once I finish my makeup and all of that, but I'm going to try and not powder if I don't have to, but I'll definitely let you know if I ended up doing that, if I need to, so we'll see. But so far, I mean, I love the way it applied, I love the way it looks on my skin, so far so good. Alright, so I'm going to go and do the rest of my makeup, and I will check back in with you quickly to let you know what I think about, you know, how everything applied on top of it, and we will see how everything looks. It is, like I said, pretty early. I mean, for me on a Saturday, this is kind of early. It is, let's see, it is now 9:13. I'm gonna take a little more coffee. Go Knowles, go FSU. So I will check back in with you in just a little bit when I finish putting on my makeup. So all of my makeup is done. I went very natural because again, I'm going to be out in the heat all day, so no point. But anyway, I think everything went on really nicely on top. I powdered it as well, and it doesn't look cakey even with the powder on top, which is really, really nice. The concealer went on really nicely too, so far I'm very happy with everything, but we'll see how it holds up. Again, it's going to be a long day, so you know, I'm really putting it to the test, but so even if I get a little bit oily, I wouldn't say that I'd complain too much about that, but we'll just see how it holds up. I will try and do a little bit of a check-in at some point while I'm there, because I'm going to be there pretty much the whole day, so otherwise I won't be checking in until I get back, which is going to be much later. So I will try and do that with my phone, so it won't be great quality, but I can at least let you know how it's going. But otherwise, I will see you later. It is now 9:37, so I will see you a little bit later and we'll see how it goes. Bye. So I'm just checking in real quick. It's definitely really loud outside, so I'm trying to just step inside and really quickly give you an update. And I think it looks great. I'm really not oily at all. It's probably about 3 o'clock or so right now. I'm sitting in the shade most of the time, but I've gotten in the sun a little bit. And honestly, I think it's holding up really, really well. I'm really happy with it. So far so good. I'm loving this foundation. So I will check in definitely with you later as well. Hi. Hi everyone. So I am back. This is going to be the last check-in because I am just ready to take off everything, not just my makeup, and get in the shower and just be done for the night. It's been a very, very long day. It's about 6 o'clock. I wouldn't normally be taking my makeup off this early, but because I've been out all day and I'm just hot and sticky, I just want to take it off. And honestly, it's been on long enough for me to tell how it is. I definitely challenged this foundation, and so I feel like this is a good enough test. It's, I didn't make it the 12 hours, which is what it claimed, that it would keep you, oil-free for 12 hours, but I still wore it for quite a while. So let's just zoom in a little bit so that you can see. Honestly, there is not any oil coming through, like really not much at all, especially like I get it a lot on my nose, a lot in here. There is not much seeping through, and honestly, I definitely got pretty sweaty, and I'm not a big sweater, but it was really hot out, and so definitely around here I was sweating a little bit. I wore some sunglasses, so you can just see a little bit worn off here, but that's just from the sunglasses. It lasted so well, and it feels lightweight. It didn't feel heavy on my skin. It looks pretty good. It's still all there. It doesn't look too cakey. It's definitely worn off a little bit around my nose, but, honestly, that's not surprising. Considering I've been out all day, I think this looks pretty good. I mean, definitely in the close-up lighting, you can see, a little bit where it's built up. From far away, you can't see that. And on a normal day where I wouldn't be, out all day long and, it wouldn't be this hot out, I mean, really, that's pretty good. So I'm very happy with this foundation. I think it's really great, especially if you have skin like mine. I would say if you're on the dry side, then maybe this wouldn't be for you, but if you're normal to oily, then I think this is great. I'm combination, like I mentioned, and I think that it held up really, really well. The majority of my foundations would still have oil coming through, and I would have had to blot. I did not powder at any point during the day, and I did not use an oil blotting sheet or anything like that. This is just all from being out all day. I didn't do anything to my face since I put on the makeup this morning. So I'm really satisfied with it. I think it's a great foundation. It's a good price. Again, the shade range is not great, so if they don't have your shade, that's kind of, but if you're able to get a good match for yourself, the shade that I had worked quite well for me, then I think it's fantastic, and I would definitely recommend it. All right, so that is going to be it for this first impression / demo / wear test, all of those good things for the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot foundation. I would say this is definitely a win. I think it was a great foundation, and I'm excited to continue to use it. Let me know in the comment section below if you've tried this foundation, what you think about it. Also, if there are any other foundations or products that you'd love to see me review or do a first impression or anything like that, I would love to hear your suggestions. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. If you are not subscribed to me already, please hit the subscribe button. I would just love that. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.